Hey guys, and welcome back. Ephesians 5:28 says, "He who loves his wife loves himself." Showing your wife love, man, that's like loving yourself. Nobody ever hated themselves, right? And so God equates loving your wife with loving yourself. I want you to think back last week to Malachi chapter 2, because one of the pieces we didn't talk about, but was right in there as well, Malachi chapter 2, verse 16, after God says, "I hate divorce," says the Lord, the God of Israel, he goes on to say this: "To divorce your wife is to overwhelm her with cruelty." To divorce your wife is to overwhelm her with cruelty. And remember, guys, this is God's daughter you've married. To divorce God's daughter, your wife, is to overwhelm God's daughter with cruelty. You don't think God's going to hold you accountable for that? Again, then in Ephesians, he says, to love your wife is to love yourself. That's two sides of the same coin. Either you're going to divorce your wife and overwhelm her with cruelty, God's going to come after you for that, or you're going to love her and honor her and cherish her, all the things you vowed when you were young, and God's going to bless you for it. So gentlemen, it doesn't say that when she's right, or when she does everything right, or when she gives you what you want, or when everything's perfect, then love her with like you love yourself. He says just to love her, period. How would you want a man to treat your daughter? I want you to think about that for a second, because some of you have daughters. If your daughter got married and her husband was treating her the way you sometimes treat your wife, would you be honored, or would you drag him out behind the woodshed and thump him once or twice to teach him a lesson? Does that change the way you treat your wife? Because what if God looked at you and his standards are far higher than your standards are? What if God looks down with his standards for how you should treat your wife and you're not living up to them? Don't you think God is going to thump you, discipline you for the way you're treating his daughter? To divorce your wife, or to push her to the place where she wants a divorce, to mistreat her as though you were divorced even though you're still married, is to treat her with overwhelming cruelty. Guys, that is not what we want at all. So take some time today to pray through it. Think about, in what ways am I loving my wife as I love myself? Make a list. In what ways am I not loving my wife the way I love myself? Make a list. In what ways am I mistreating God's daughter and I need to change? Make a list. And then start praying through it. Guys, I don't know what's going on in your life. Maybe everything is good, but I'll bet there's something you can change. Maybe 99% of it's bad and there's a lot of things change. You don't know where to start. Pick one, right? Just pick one spot. You can't solve all the world's problems at once. Pick one thing you're going to work on this week. Commit it to the Lord and go all in at it. Maybe it's going to be showing your wife special ways to love her. Maybe it's going to be buying her flowers. Maybe it's going to be taking her out for dinner. Maybe it's going to be not leaving the house without giving her a hug and a kiss every day. Like, what is an act of love that you can show your wife this week to begin to love her the way you would want to be loved? To begin to treat her as God's daughter? I don't know. Pray about it. See if you can't come up with something and pick one thing to work out this week. I'm going to do it too. I love you guys. Blessings. Bye.